Hey, what is good, guys? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to NextGen Wealth Tips, where I give you guys stock tips and tricks and also teach you guys a little bit about money. Today, we're going to start off with the big boy today is Tesla, how much Tesla is rallying up. It actually closed in the 394 levels, which is kind of insane. We're going to talk about why it went up so much. Just look at these candles. Oh my God. So basically, there's a little bit of news. Um, Elon actually came out with more news on the robo taxi and also how the parts are going to be from other cars, which makes it cheaper and easier to find the parts and to source the parts. And that's how you can get to the price target of what Elon wants to sell the robo taxi for. And we also got more people up in their price target for Tesla. We actually had a bank up theirs from $350 to $400, and it is just going out and it just lifts the stock even more. Also, next, the options for Tesla actually raised the stock even more on Friday. So that's why the stock really went up a lot. And these are the options that we have now. I just want to show you guys a list, but there's actually articles and stuff like that explaining how the options fueled Tesla even more. So that's kind of why we rallied up a lot too. Also, I just want to show you guys something about long-term growth of Tesla. If you look at the competitors, look at the market cap for these competitors. They're not even touching Tesla. Tesla's at a 1.25 trillion market cap, and these people aren't even touching 200 billion. So I just want to point that out. There's like literally no competition against Tesla, and honestly everything that Tesla is doing with the robots and everything like that, there's literally nothing touching Tesla. So this is a good long-term buy. But let's talk about price targets. We might even hit the 400 level by next week. So I would look at the 400 level, and also even above that, people are even saying 420 level and even 450 level. A lot of people are overhyping it to 500, which is kind of insane. I would look at the 500 level. I would also look for a bounce because the fueling with it, I mean, I think honestly it might dip down a little bit and then go. So you might look for a dip down maybe to the 70 levels. I'm personally looking at it from the 60 level, 360, buy some calls right there or buy some shares itself. But I'll look at it to fall first to the 360 level before you get in some more. Because honestly, right now at the 400 level, I probably wouldn't really get in yet because it might be too late because you just don't know where this is really moving. And it's probably going to bounce off the 400 level. There's actually a bunch of sells at the 400 level. I think last time I checked, there's almost 400,000 shares ready to sell at the $400 level. So I'd be careful there because it's probably going to bounce off. So before you get in with some FOMO or anything like that, just look at how it bounces off the 400 level before you get into Tesla. And I'd watch the other levels like 405, 410, and then especially 420 is going to be a big one to watch. If it breaks that 420 level, we can see 450, but that's probably way more in the future. I'd also look for when Trump actually gets in. When Trump gets in, you know, he's going to help out everybody and he's going to rally Tesla up even more and the other stocks that Trump really looks after. So I recommend looking at that. But I look at Tesla below the 400 level first and just see where it bounces next week before you get in. Don't get FOMO and just be patient with it, but see how it runs with the 400 level. Next stock we're going to talk about is Rivian because honestly, thinking about it, Rivian can be up next too, but it's not going to rally too much. But I'd personally look at Rivian at the $10 level, just because there's a little bit of a resistance here. If you can buy it at the $10 level, you will benefit long term off of this. Um, but also, you can probably look at it at the level it's at right now. I'd probably wait until it falls down to the $11 level or even below that, even more. The lowest level is $8. If you find that the stock at $8, I probably want to get in because it might be dropping even more. But you know, just seeing the stock at $18, and I think even like I think I've seen the stock at like 25 at one point. This is a good stock to buy just for a long term hold. I look at it at the $10 level and maybe even the $11 level if you can get it there. So I'd keep looking at this stock. Honestly, thinking back in the day, if you had $10,000 into the Tesla stock, it would be worth over $245,000. So just keep that in mind. I know Tesla and Rivian ain't really that close anymore just because Tesla is doing way more. But you can see if it might be the next big thing. You never know what Rivian can do. So I recommend just looking at it at a low level and trying to get in and see what you can really do. Before we go into any other stocks, let's talk about next week. We have wholesale inventories on Monday. Just one little event that shouldn't really change anything. I recommend looking around this for your trades. Now let's talk about other stocks. Nvidia, honestly, bro, I'm not even gonna lie. Nvidia honestly hasn't really been bouncing that good right now. Right now they basically just have the chips that's going for them. I recommend waiting for after Christmas because honestly, Amazon's kind of taking all the heat. Apple's taking everything. So I think after that, after Christmas, nobody's really gonna be buying iPhones like that no more. You might see Nvidia coming back up, but honestly, it's just been bouncing up and down between the 146 to the 142 level recently. I personally, if Nvidia does indeed fall, I probably look at it at the 138 level to the 133 level, which I don't think it will fall down to 133, but I'd look at it then. Going upwards, honestly, look for at the 146 level. You can probably play some puts there, and then if it goes all the way up to 152, I think it would be kind of scary. Just see how it bounces off the 152. If it doesn't bounce, we might be going up, but if it does bounce, you can get some puts there. Honestly, Nvidia is just one of those stocks that might be just a long-term buy. So I recommend just waiting for it to drop even more if it does drop. But Nvidia just honestly hasn't really been moving like it used to. So I recommend being very, very careful when you get into the Nvidia plays because it's kind of off and on. It's been buying, selling. Sometimes it'll be down one day and then it'll be up, down, up, down, up. Like as you can see, dropped a bunch. It went up, people got confident, boom, dropped down. It's like, oh my God. So I'd be very, very careful trading Nvidia. You probably even try to buy the dips, but even if you buy the dips, it's only going up like $1. So Nvidia is one of those stocks that I don't even look at no more for day trades. But if you want to swing trade it, get into some long-term plays, still be careful. But we did have an up day, but as you can see, it's just fluctuating. It's not really a good stock to look at right now. But long term, NVIDIA is still a good stock. They're still going to take over the AI game. AI is still taking over. So it is still a good long term stock to hold. We just got to wait until it surpasses Apple or if something else comes up good for NVIDIA. Before we talk about Coinbase, let's talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin has hit the 100,000 level once again. Um, Honestly, it's just been breaking it, going below it, breaking it, going below it. I'm not really big into crypto. I'm not gonna tell you guys where to buy or sell it. My recommendations is just to hold it. Honestly, I don't know. Um, Also, this is another thing to wait until after election. Honestly, after election, you might even see Bitcoin hit the 120K level. I'm not even gonna lie. But speaking of Bitcoin, let's talk about the stocks holding it. Coinbase has been doing pretty decent, as you can see. Honestly, recently Coinbase has been kind of dying out. As you can see, like it went up and then died down and then went back up. Honestly, since Bitcoin has hit the 100K level, Coinbase has been coming back. As you can see, it's been dying out and just being fluctuating. So I recommend just looking at Coinbase and also MSTR. Next thing we're gonna look at is MSTR. It's one that I'm actually looking at deeply. MicroStrategy. This thing moves when Bitcoin goes above 100K. Once it goes below 100K, it kind of moves downward. So I recommend looking at this. It did indeed break the 440 level. I recommend looking at it at the 360 level. If it breaks below that, oh, that is an easy call. Recommend maybe long-term calls or just holding shares, just depending on your market. The options are pretty expensive. I'm not even gonna lie, but it's still a pretty good thing to buy. Speaking of MSTR, I recommend just looking at Bitcoin as you buy it. I recommend waiting until Bitcoin drops again and then getting into a play, but I recommend looking at the 360 level, 365, and then selling at the high levels of 442, maybe 420, just because it's been breaking the 400 level, but it hasn't been going up to that one level we're at, which is almost $540. This is where you want to see it at, but I think Bitcoin has to break even more above 100K just to hit that level. But we did indeed hit $443 when it broke that 100K level previously. So I recommend looking at this. You can day trade it, swing trade it, do whatever you want, but just base it off of Bitcoin. So you have to learn kind of how the coins move to be able to move with this. SPY, which is like basically the overall market, moved pretty decently yesterday. SPY has moved up a pretty decent amount, literally dropped down to 607, going all the way up to 609. If you ever buy calls and puts, that is a pretty good amount of money with how cheap the calls and puts are, and you get so much money out of nowhere. So I recommend waiting until it drops back down to the 605 level to be able to buy it again. And then if you want to get some puts, just look at this 609 level and even the 608 level, just to see if you can get in or out. Just watch news and everything like that. Make sure you don't get in just because of the price levels, but I recommend just watching those levels for SPY. You can also look at the 606 level or 607 level. See if it doesn't bounce below that, you can probably get a little call in, make a little bit of money, but I recommend just waiting because it kind of did rally up a lot, and then it's just been sitting at this level. So you never know. We might have a pullback with the market, and you might see it all the way down to the 603 levels. But I don't think it's going to break below 600 for a while. But if we do have a market pullback, just be careful with that because we might maybe get below the 600 levels. So I recommend just being careful with this one. But we're looking at those levels. Amazon has been doing nothing but going up, which is kind of insane to look at just the way it's moving. As you can see, it's just up, up, up. If you want to get some long-term plays, you still have time. It's not like it's going to die. It's just a Christmas rally, as you can see. Um, some levels to look at, honestly, I'm not even going to lie. Amazon is that type of stock that you just don't see go down at all. Like, there's no down levels. So, honestly, I think buying it at market open, as you can see, it goes up. This day, it did die down, which is honestly kind of rare to see with this stock. Well, this day it died down too. We might not see too much dying down unless you get some bad news with the stock. Of course, maybe like they get sued or something. But honestly, as you can see, this day was a pretty decent day. You see it go down, might be able to get a low call, and then it went all the way up to 226, which is kind of insane. But it's just been going up the whole time. Probably do some long-term holds if you really want to, if you want to be confident with that. But I recommend don't hold it past the 20th, just because that's around the Christmas time. Not really too many people are buying gifts. You do got that 1 day shipment and stuff like that, but I recommend just maybe getting in until maybe December 20th, December 15th, and then just selling, and then maybe do some short-term calls. But Amazon's that one stock that just won't stop dying. So if you do want to get into some call options, I recommend getting into this. And yeah, Meta, honestly, Meta, I haven't really been looking at Meta that much. It did indeed go up with all the other stocks. It is kind of dying down now, as you can see, downward trend, but it went up. I recommend just watching the stock because it might go down even more. I look at it at the 606 level, and maybe if it goes up some more, maybe 629. But I'd wait to do call and puts. But it's one of those stocks that honestly went up a lot. Like, look at this, god dang! Imagine getting in then. It did have a big indeed go up, but I don't know if it's gonna have a pullback. I don't know too much about the news, but my levels, I personally look at it at the 606 level. Maybe see if it breaks below that. And if it doesn't break below that, I'd probably get some calls and then ride it back up. Just depending on what news is fueling it. Just make sure there's no bad news if it does break this level, because you might even see it go all the way down to the 591 level, and then even just back to where it was, to the 575 level. So I recommend just being very careful getting into Meta right now. Kind of overpriced, but at the same time, I try not to buy call options when it looks overpriced, but at the same time, maybe it's still going to go up with the market. The market is just green. AMD's been dropping a lot, man. Not even gonna lie. I think chip stocks just aren't it right now. But honestly, we are kind of looking at a downward trend with AMD. I'd see how it bounces off the 132 level if it does bounce off that. And also for the near future, for next week, I probably look at the 136 level. And also even this little bounce right here, I look at that, just seeing if it bounces below that. And if it bounces below that, you can probably get into some put options and just ride it down. Don't overstay your welcome. Just get in, get out, see how it does. Stock that's kind of taking over in the video right now, taking all the money, is Apple. As you can see, it broke these lines a little bit previously. So I look at it the 244 level to 244.53. See if it bounces off. You can probably put some put options on that, because as you can see, it's been going up, dropping, going up, dropping. It's just been a constant thing. So honestly, you can probably do some easy estimated plays. Just let it go up to these levels, buy a little put option, ride it down for the rest of the day. As you can see, like, it bounced up. You could have bought a 244, wait for it to come down, 242. Man, that's like $1 right there, dollar in the money. Or if you waited even longer, you can get probably like almost $2 into the money. But I recommend you can look at it up and down, up and down. You can also play the beginning dip. As you can see, you got beginning dip, beginning dip. This beginning dip wasn't really big, or yeah, beginning dip right here, 242 all the way up to the 244. You would have made some money there. But I recommend being careful with the Apple. But Apple is still in like it's kind of up and down right now. It's not really, it doesn't know where it wants to move right now. So I recommend being careful, because as you can see with all the other stocks, it went up a huge amount, kind of looking overpriced. So we might get honestly, looking at all the stocks, man, we might get a pullback coming in soon. So I just recommend waiting, because there are a lot of overpriced stocks. We might just get a market correction coming soon. So I recommend with the stocks that you look at, just don't overstay your welcome, you know. Last one we're gonna look at today is GameStop. I'm personally looking at the $25 level. I definitely buy it at the $20 level. That's what I'm looking at. Next, I actually was into a play with some shares at the $20 level. I actually sold when it hit like $30 recently, so I'm just waiting for it to go back below that level. Let's go into the 4-hour time frame. There we go. But I'm personally waiting until it gets back down to that $20 level. As you can see, kind of been bouncy and stuff like that. I think I bought it like around here because I think I lost some money at first. We do got some memes coming in. You know, Warren Kitty came back in tweeting, but he's not really getting that much love no more. As like looking at news, so I'd be careful getting in. I would not get in right now. I feel like it's still overpriced. I'm saying that now, and it hits the $60 level again. But I recommend waiting if you do want to get in. But waiting for it to touch that $20 level. I think the $20 level is the best because you might see it hit $20 and then go down to like $10. You know, so you don't want to lose too much money. But the thing about GameStop is that overall, like it's gonna hit that $20 level and then you're gonna see it hit like 27, like consistently. Look, it hit that $20 level and then went up to $48. You know, so GameStop is like an up and down stock. So you can just put in a bunch of money right now and then wait a couple months and then see it maybe double, maybe 50% your returns. It's just one of those long-term plays I just like to be in. But yeah, hope you guys like today's video. Smash that like button, subscribe if you guys are new. Let me know what stocks you guys want me to go through or some news or how much money you made today. Thank you for watching. Peace out.